Hello students, today we know how to draw the isometric projection of a hexagon and a pentagon and a triangle. So where these are the n polygon elements which comes in the isometric projection. So once you open the software, that is a solid edge, we need to do the sheet setup. We need to know the importance of the sheet setup here. The page in which we are going to take the print is a A4. So we need to define our area in a A4. So in order to know the existing sheet, what is the type of a sheet, you can just double click on the sheet one. You will get this window. In this one you need to go to the background. It will show the existing one, that is a sheet. What type of sheet it is, that is the A2 it is showing. We need A4 and you need to click save default, then OK. So you can observe here the size of the sheet get reduces to the A4. Now here we have a command fit to the screen in order to get this one to the screen. And in order to delete these unwanted things, that is the things which are not needed in our working area, so we need to go to the view, so background. The one which we have a sheet one, we call that one as the active sheet, and the one which we are having here. Okay, so we have selected the A4. You click on the A4 and fit to the screen. So this is the one where the things which you need in each and every sheet. Say for example your name, your section, okay, and the name of the model. All those things you can do it in this one. So the things which you are going to do it in the background sheet will appear on each and every sheet permanently. Okay, so we will delete all these things. Okay, say for example I need my name here, so I will click on text and here I will go to the times 3 Roman, and at the bottom I will write my name. And the model number is isometric projections. So all these things we can do here, and you can come back to the sheet 1 and you can see here the things will appear, but you will not be able to change or edit anything here. If you want to edit, you need to come to the again A4. So once you do these changes, you go back to the view, switch off the background, and make sure that you will have only the active sheet at the bottom. Let's take one problem. This problem number 11 with reference to the meeting triangle. So here the problem says draw the isometric projection of a hexagonal prism of side 40 mm and height 60 mm with a right circular cone of base 40 mm diameter and altitude 50 mm resting on its top such that the axis of the both the solids are collinear. So means the isometric projection of a hexagonal prism. Hexagonal prism is kept at the bottom and above that there is a cone. So we'll learn how to draw a hexagonal prism as well as a cone in this problem. So the requirement is whenever we want to draw an hexagonal prism, the isometric, first thing is we need to have a 2D sketch of a hexagon. So for that one, we'll take a continuous line with a 0.5 thickness, and we'll just click and leave, and we know the inscribed angle of a hexagon is a 360. So 360 divided by 6 sides, hexagon 6 sides, so we will get a 60 degree. So we'll have it here, the length of the side is a 40, enter. It will shift to the angle. First angle will take a 0, then again the length is 40, the angle will come as 60, then again the length is 40. Now the multiplication of 60, so we'll have 120, then again it's a 40 side, then 60 into 3 is a 180, okay, then again 40, again 6 into 4 240. Okay, so now you can just connect to the end also, or again you can add 40, enter, 6 into 5, so 300. Okay, so like this, so you get a one hexagon. So this is needed in order to construct the hexagon in a isometric projection. So once we done with this one, so we can just go with the one more line command, okay, with a very thin line 0.13. So now we need to inscribe this hexagon inside either a square or a rectangle. Let's say like a rectangle, we need to connect each edge of this one. Say for example, we need to take a alignment indicator and we need to just inscribe this one with the lines. So we can just take the help of an angle also. Okay. So now once we done with this one, you can just go like this surrounding. We have a projections here, or else what you can do here, once you do the lower portion of this one, so you can just drop a diagonal and you can just select the lower portion and you can just put the command like a mirror and you can just mirror it up. That is also fine. Okay, so anything is fine for us. So once this one is done, so we need to go to the smart dimension. I hope you have understood this one. So once we do the hexagon, okay, so we need to go to the thin line and we need to inscribe this one, okay, by connecting each end of this one. Okay, so we go to the smart dimension. First thing is we'll have the edge length, that's a 40, and this length, so it is coming 20, and one more length of this one, anyhow it's a symmetric, we will get a 20, and we need to show any one side, say like this one. So it's a 34.64 and again it will come same because it's a midpoint. Okay, and because this hexagon is a symmetrical one, so these lengths will remain same at this end also, and these lengths will remain same here at this end also. So once this one is done, so this whatever the sketch will carry 4 marks, because with this one only we are going to take the reference of a hexagon length, okay, in order to draw the isometric. So whenever we start the isometric, again the first thing is take a continuous line which is of 0.13. Let's have all the lines thin, later we can make it a dark lines. So first thing is we'll just drop one horizontal line randomly with some length. So let's just click any one point on the line and we'll start. Say when we are going to start here, so we'll start from this corner and we'll take a turn like this. Okay, that is anti-clockwise. Okay, say for example, for a reference, we can say with a capital letter, this is A, this is B, this is C, this is D, this is E, this is F, this is G, this is H, this is I, this is J. Anyhow, this is not required in the exam, but in order to understand, okay, so how the things will be done, so we can just have a look at it. So once this one is done, they start like click on a line, okay, horizontal line somewhere away. So let's start from A. Okay, so A to B is a length of 34.64. Can enter 34.64. Enter. The first angle will be in the isometric, it's a 30. Okay. Next from B to C, again the length will remain same. Again 34.64. Enter. The angle will remain same 30. So now we are standing at point C. Okay. From C to D it's a 20. Enter 20. Now the angle will be of 150. Okay. Now from D to E it's a 40. The angle will be again 150 because all the lines are on the same angle. Again from E to F, it's again length is 20. The angle will be of 150. Now we are at the point F. Now you need to take a turn here. Okay. Now F to G. F to G, the length again 34.64. Enter. It's a minus 150. Okay. Then again from G to H, again the length will remain same 34.64. Enter. Angle minus 1. So now we are at a point H. So now you can just check out here, the length, the end of the line will exactly touches here, and you can see the angle is a minus of 130. So let's say like now from H to I, again it's a 20, so minus 30, and again 40 minus 30. Okay, last one is still the end point. Now you cannot identify the points here, but if you go to the select and if you move on this one, okay, you can see the change in the color of the length, okay, with respect to the things. So now you can check out here. So this line you can see 40 and one more line is 40, so you can just press Ctrl and make it a 0.5 just for a reference here. Okay, now take a line which is a 0.5, and from the end of these lines you just move on this line, you will come to the end point, end point, end point, end point, and again to the end point of this one. Okay, and again from this end you just move on this line, you will get an end point and end point. Okay, so like this. Or else what you can do here is, there's one more way in order to construct this one. So once you take up, okay, the horizontal line, and if you start from here, say any point, you can just draw one line from here to here. Okay, because this whatever the point G and B will come exactly at the midpoint. Okay, 34.64 and 34.64. So it may come around, so or else we can go to the distance between this line and this line will come 69.28. So we can just start like 69.28, enter 30. Okay, you will get this end. So then 20, 150, 40, 150, then again 20, 150. Okay, so then again we will take the full length 69.28, enter, minus 150, enter. Okay, now we will say like 20 minus 30 and 40 minus 30 and join. Okay, so the only difference is, so we selected these two lines and we made it 0.5. Okay, now when you take a line with a 0.5, from this end you can just go to the mid of this line and you can join. It saves little time, like this. One of the same. Okay, either you can take a full length and you go to the midpoint, or you can take a length with a discontinuous one. Okay, whichever you feel easy, you can just follow that one. So let's delete all these things for a time being. So now next job is the height of the prism. The height of the prism, they have given it as a 60. They have given it as a 60. So the height always will take it as a from any one corner, not from the corner of a rectangle, from the corner of a hexagon. Careful, and it's a 60 and height is 90. Okay, so when this one is done, you can just select the line, go to the move command, copy on, and select from the bottom and keep it at each corner of a hexagon. And you should be careful by selecting that one. You should select only the corners. Once this one is done, anyhow, you can just join the top also, or you can just copy the same hexagon from the bottom, because it's a prism, it will have two identical faces. So select from any one corner and move to the top. Okay, so once this one is done, okay, so these ends will not be visible. You can make it 0.13, or you can even delete also, anything is fine. Okay, so this much will be visible. Okay, so now half of this one is done. If you select this one and convert to the isometric scale, you will get a 12.5 marks. Okay, so one more part is now is a cone. Okay, this job is done. Let's keep it aside and move this one a little bit down so that we can get enough space. Okay, now the second, before starting the second one, let's locate the center of the hexagon, that is by dropping the two diagonals. Okay, So again, as I said, right, if the things are if the lines are confusing, it's better you can just delete the line. Say for example, this line, this line, this line, this line, these lines you can just delete for a time being. Okay, you don't worry. So the first solid is done. Now what is the second solid? Second solid is a cone. So whenever we want to have a circular objects, first thing is you need to draw a square of side equal to the diameter of the circular one. Now the cone we have, the base is a 40 mm diameter. So now we need to construct a square which is of 40 mm. Let's say we start from here. It's a 40, enter, first angle 30, enter, then again 40, enter, angle is 150, enter, then again 40, enter, minus 150, enter, and you can join, or you can enter 40, enter again, and zoom to the edge. The first and foremost thing here, there are 2-3 ways in order to draw the circular base in ISO. So we'll go with a simple one like a tangent arc. Okay, in the arc you will get a tangent arc. So you can select the midpoint of a line and midpoint of a adjacent one, and again midpoint, again adjacent midpoint, and again endpoint, midpoint, and last again midpoint to the end. Okay, so this is the one way by which you can draw the circular base. So let's say like there's one more way, just undo, so where we can draw a horizontal diagonal, then from the corner nearby to the mid of this line, and from here mid of this line. Okay, now again here we use one more method, arc by center point, from the center of this one, and from here draw here, from here we'll draw one more arc there. Okay, then from this end draw one more, and we'll go to the mirror option, and we'll mirror this with respect to this one. This is also fine. Okay, so whichever you feel easy, you can just follow that one. So once we have done with a circular base, okay, so we'll just keep it down so that we can locate the height of this one. So altitude they have given 50. Just zoom the base here, zoom here. So let's take a line with the axis line, and from the midpoint, so it's a 50 and 90. Okay, now change the thickness, sorry, line to the continuous. Now this is what is very important in this one. Okay, once you take up a line, you move on this curve and it shows a tangent symbol, and click here. Okay, so then again go back to the mirror option, mirror this line with respect to this one. So there is a slight change in this one. Okay, let's check. The connectivity is like on here. Check out now, take a line from the tip we'll move on the curve, tangent, then go to the mirror command, this one. Okay. Let's start variation there, drop it, the line. Okay. When this one is done, so we'll select the cone and we'll go to the move command. Okay, we'll zoom both the tops here. From the bottom of the cone, move on to the center point of the hexagon. Okay, so once this one is done, our job is done. So now we need to go to the trim option, and this part we need to trim, and here we should be careful. Okay. This part will not be visible. Okay. That's enough, I guess. Not very. Discontinuity in the line, we'll just remove that. Okay. That's fine. So you can just check it out here. So I'll zoom, this first part will get connected here. Okay. So once this one is done, now our duty is to just move this one up and show the 30-degree angle. 1 and 2, and select everything. And go to the scale command, copy off, it's a point 8164, enter. Place it on the line. That's it. Okay, and keep this hexagon in the printing area. That gives a 25 marks to EP.